2021 will come to order. Mr. Beckford, would you please take the roll?
Okay, I have Mr. Donovan,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson, Ms. Jones, Ms. Rubenstraw,
Here.
Ms. Washington, Mr. Bosick,
Here.
Mr. Comans,
Here.
Mr. Steadley,
Yes, sir.
Ms. Garcia.
She won't be here.
That's who we have.
All
Can you
right.
see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Looks good.
Thanks, Jermaine. All right, we can get started here. Everybody received the solicitor's report last week. David, do you have anything to add? Any news from Matt or anything to add to that report?
No additions, as always, given that is litigation and legal information, it's confidential, and any questions you can run through Dr. Mluchnik, and he can relay those to us. Nothing to add, though. Thank you.
Okay, great. Let's see, moving into the next section, Dr. Mluchnik, the same section, any additions to any of the reports?
Just for me, myself, I just want to say things went well today as far as our first day. Tomorrow we have some more PD. I just got some information a few hours ago that our pre-K program is completely filled now.
Yay.
And
Good.
yeah,
Very
good
good.
news. Good news. Completely filled, and even K through 6, where our numbers are still going up. So we'll be having some adjustments over the next week for sure. Even the first week, it'll be a little bit crazy. Again, I want to thank Jermaine. Jermaine set up our Chromebook distribution. Of course, he's been like the jack of all trades for us over these last few weeks. Unfortunately, the numbers aren't as good as we like. I just sent out another robocall, email, and text message for tomorrow and Thursday, and I'll do another one. So hopefully our numbers will increase, because we really want our students to have those by the first day of school. Would be nice. So that's kind of where we're at. I do have on later on one of our hires. There's a misprint as a building aide. It should be a special ed aide, but once we get to that, I'll point that out.
Okay. I had a chance today to stop at Kelly and Turner as Dr. Joe was making his introductory remarks and working through the PowerPoint presentation, which was really good, by the way. I thought it was really well put together and setting expectations and talking about goals and what we can accomplish. I thought that was really well done. But I really got a sense that the teachers were glad to see somebody from the board showing up, to say hi and welcome back. There was some feedback from them about how appreciative they were of everything that we provided, technology and materials and so on that we provided to get them through the virtual session of last year.
You let him out.
And so I thought that it went really well. I also had a really interesting short conversation with Stacy Maziak and Barb Beebe, I think. Keeb. They're the vice president of the Wilkinsburg Education Association. It was just an off-the-cuff conversation, but they indicated that they would sincerely like to be involved in just discussion, with administration and the board sometimes, rather than let problems get started or misinformation be around, address things before that happens. I thought it was a really productive step. You know what I mean? Of course, I've known both of them for a little while anyway, but I thought it was a really nice move. I said, heck yeah, it's always better to talk than to not talk or mistrust one another. So I thought that was really pretty interesting. And the rest of it was just good to be there. It was good to see all the teachers back again, and pretty enthused about coming back. So,
well, both schools appreciated for sure, and I appreciate your authenticity when you spoke to them, and they felt that. So, thank you.
No, that's quite all right. That's quite all right. When it comes to certain things like that, I can't unpin my heart from my sleeve, but that's
Ed,
Just-
excuse me for a moment. May I ask you to repeat the names of the president and the vice president of the Wilkinsburg Education Association, please?
Sure. Stacy Maziak, I'm gonna think Mazak, Mazak, I think Eric, and Barbara Keebe, Kebe. I'm probably slaughtering the spelling, and they're probably both listening to me do that. So, but I can get you the accurate spellings of those two names.
If it's in the minutes, that'd be great. I'll look it up in amongst the people online here. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, it was really productive, Eric. So let's see. Okay, next on the agenda is board action is requested to accept the May 25th, 2021 minutes. Anyone? Am I on mute?
So moved, Debbie.
I'll second.
Second.
Oh, Latanya second. Hey, welcome, Latanya. So we can get a voting window up here. I don't think I
Give
explained.
me a
actually-
second. I got to get out of it and come back in it because Latanya wasn't ready.
Okay,
So let me.
Rick is missing tonight because his mom is having some surgery.
So it's Debbie and Latanya, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Jermaine, I think you might need to vote for me because I'm just not getting into board docs.
Okay.
I just can't do it. So you can vote ahead. Yes, online.
Me too, Jermaine. I'm still getting it. I got the phone, but I didn't get the.
Are we okay? We're okay with that, Jermaine?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Unanimous.
Okay, that motion passed. Thank you all very much. All right, so I'll turn the rest of this, turn this section over to Dr. Malushnik. We were able to fill a couple important vacancies, and so we're going to be in better shape than
Yes,
we were a week
yes,
ago.
definitely. Yeah, we're pretty excited. So, recommended board action is requested to approve or ratify Lauren Javins. I hope I said that right, Lauren, as a long-term sub for a Turner Intermediate at a salary of $150 per day and all other benefits as specified in the CBA effective 8/24/21. And she really blew our socks off in the interview process. So, and she was actually one of our last interview. So she did a tremendous job and left us in awe. So we're excited to have her.
So moved, Debbie.
Second, Dennis.
This is Eric Steadley. Ms. Lauren, would you like to say your name properly? How does it sound?
My name's Lauren Javins. It's a long
Hi.
A.
Long A.
And-
Thank you, Miss Javins.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be joining Wilkinsburg and the staff at Turner. I had a really good day today. For the last 7 years, I've stayed at home with my own 2 children. And prior to that, I taught 6 years at Manchester Charter. I taught 1st grade and 4th grades. And so I'm really excited to be back to teaching. And I am blown away by the staff and the facilities and everything. I feel like I landed my dream job.
And
How
she's nice
wonderful.
and I'm sorry.
I
What
was
was
going to say
that?
how wonderful. It sounds like you impressed Dr. Malechnik as well. And we appreciate, you joining the staff here. Thank you very much for your efforts.
Welcome.
Welcome.
We
Thank you.
appreciate her enthusiasm. She worked at Penn Hills this summer and lives in Penn Hills, so she's close by too. So which is good.
Right. I think I have an 8-minute commute.
Gotta love that. That's awesome.
Do we need a voting window, Jermaine?
No, the resolution passed.
Oh, I didn't even remember vote. Okay, I voted so quickly. Yeah. Yeah. So let me flip back here. So Lauren, it's interesting. I think I'm really glad that you noticed and commented on the staff. I'll stop doing commercials here in a minute, I promise, because we want to have a brief meeting. But I was talking today to a teacher who's been with us for a while. I won't mention her name, but she said, I could teach anywhere. With my experience and my degrees and so on, she said, and my reputation, my skills, I could teach anywhere. She said, I choose to teach in Wilkinsburg. This is the only district I would want to teach in. And I know that that's not the only teacher who's in that situation. We really do have some great teachers on the faculty, as Dr. Jobe reminds us regularly. So, okay, that's the end of my commercial, Joe.
Thank you. All right. We have recommended board action is requested to approve and ratify the hiring of Alexandria Coyle as a long-term sub for special education and as a grade 3-4 virtual instruction teacher at a rate of $150 a day and all other benefits per the CBA effective 8/24/21. And ironically, this teacher has a parent in the district as well and taught in another state and moved back to Pennsylvania. And we were debating where to use her, and she was pretty excited about teaching our virtual section, which allows us to keep our classrooms, our in-building classroom sizes a little bit smaller, because that was not our intention at first. So this kind of supports us. So right now she'll have about 22 to 24 students in a virtual instruction platform for grades 3 and 4.
So moved, Debbie.
Second, Dennis.
Okay. Come over here. Board docs. Yes.
Yes for you, Eric?
I was going to ask, is Miss Coyle here?
Yes, I am.
Would you like to say some words?
Yes, so Dr. Malichnik kind of covered a little bit of my background. I graduated from LaRoche University in early childhood and special education. Last year, I was down in Maryland. I was a kindergarten teacher, and I did virtual from the start of the year all the way through the end of March, I believe. So, excuse me, I'm pretty comfortable in a virtual setting. So I definitely would opt for that if I get to have my own students and build my relationships with those students, which was something that I mentioned to Dr. Malichnik when we discussed it on the phone.
Wonderful. Thank you for applying for the position, and it looks like we have a pretty good thing. I do now have a voting window. Thank you, Jermaine.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm very excited.
Welcome. Yes.
Looks like we might have to fix the spelling. I think it says Alexandria, so we'll have to fix that, Alexandra.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, well, Alexandra, welcome. It's going to be great to have you on board. Thanks an awful lot. And I love that you have the dual certification there. All right. So Dr. Malichnik, we have a hold here.
Yeah, we have a hold. We're still interviewing more people for a long-term sub position. Again, we don't want to just jump into that. We want to still interview some more people. It is nice to eventually get somebody on staff, though. So, but we'll continue to interview for those.
Okay. All right. So we can move into. So we don't really need this resolution about that because you'll bring it to us when you have the name on that, or we can have a special session if we need to do that.
Okay.
So Rick isn't here. We have a couple of things under non-instructional staff. Board action is requested to approve the retirement of, oh, right, it's too dark in here. Donald Ria, custodian at Kelly Primary, effective September 15, 2021.
So moved, Debbie.
I'll second.
Do we have a replacement lined up for Mr. Herrera?
Yeah, there are a couple of those coming up next on the agenda.
All right,
Yeah,
thank you.
We knew this was coming up, so we went ahead and did the interviews ahead of time. So we're ready to go.
Excellent, thank you.
All right. I got my window. Thanks, Jermaine.
Let's congratulate Mr. Herrera on his retirement and wish him well on whatever he wishes to do.
Yeah. And I'm not sure. I don't know if he's on or how long he's been there. I'm not sure because he works at Kelly, so I really didn't get to know him that well. So I'm not sure how long he spent at Wilkinsburg.
Okay, I do not see him amongst the list of participants. We can move on.
All right. Let's see. FMLA. Board action is requested to approve an intermittent FMLA for Raymond Graham, maintenance employee, effective August 10, 2021.
So moved, Debbie.
Second, Dante.
Second.
Any discussion? Ray's our electrician, I think, among other things. He's been with us for a while.
Is there a defined time frame beyond which this will not be intermittent?
I believe after talking with Rick, I think it goes by the semester. I don't have the contract in front of me, but I think we have to relook at it at the end of the semester.
How long is the contract currently set for?
This one expires this year, I believe, for the support staff.
Does it? Wow. That happened fast. Yeah. Any other questions on that?
No other questions. Thank you.
Okay, that motion passes. And let's see. Where are we? Let me keep moving on. Okay, here we go. Board action is requested to approve the resignation of Cheryl Wright as a building aide at Turner Intermediate, effective August 24, 2021.
So moved, Debbie.
I'll second.
Okay,
And as I said last week, we hate to lose her. She did a tremendous job, but she wanted to start her own business.
Thank you, Dr. Joe, for reminding us about that. Appreciate that.
All set, Jermaine?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. That motion passes. Board action is requested to approve the resignation of Deja McGuire, special ed aide at Turner Intermediate, effective August 24, 2021. This is another real loss, I think.
Yeah,
another big loss. Two great employees, and she is actually finishing up her teaching certificate, so she needs to devote more time to that.
So moved, Debbie.
She's a wonderful young lady. She's a wonderful young lady. She was my cheerleader.
No
Really?
doubt.
Oh,
No doubt.
you know her well, LaTanya?
Her mother and her father and her sister and her siblings.
Oh, wow.
Well, hopefully she can come back to us someday.
And she was very, we had her at Turner and then had to move her to Kelly last year in a whole different setting. No complaints, adapted to each situation, never complained, and just did a tremendous job relates to kids. So hopefully someday we can get her back as an educator in the district.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be really great.
Terrific.
We're waiting for a second. I'll go ahead and second. Go ahead.
That you, Eric?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's it. Motion passes unanimously. Thanks, everyone. Board action is requested to hire Deshaun Ford as a nighttime custodian at Turner Intermediate at a rate of $21.73 per hour.
I missed one.
Oh, sorry. Who are we missing?
So we just did E. We just did D, and the next one is E,
Right.
which is not Deshaun Ford.
Yeah. On my agenda, E is Deshaun Ford. So maybe I have one that was printed out. Rick printed this out for me today. So I guess something was added.
On mine is Toyanne.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, they're
Deshaun is F. Do you want to just look at the screen?
Wow, it's just curious that they are that they're reversed. No, the screen's too small for me to read. So the one that we're on right now. So you're telling me that item E is Tayon?
Yes.
Okay, that's so. Let me start over, ladies and gentlemen. Board action is requested to hire. I'm not going to get this right. Toyan Spirul. It looks like yeah, I think Spirul as a nighttime custodian at Kelly Primary at a rate of $21.73 per hour per terms and conditions of the current CBA, effective August 25, 2021.
So moved, Debbie.
Second.
And she has been a substitute for us now for a little while, and everyone has spoke very highly of her.
Sounds great.
I just still think it's the strangest thing that Rick just printed this for me at around noon and that those two items would get reversed. That's odd, but
I think what happened there, Mr. Donovan, was they got a hold of, they had a hard time getting a hold of Deshaun today. I'm not sure what was going on, but they ended up getting a hold of him later in the day.
okay.
That might have been the issue.
So now we can go. Is Toyan here?
Yes, I am.
Hey, want to say hi?
Hi, everyone. My name is Toyan Sproul, but everyone call me Toy. Thank y'all for hiring me. Thank y'all very much. And I'm looking forward to working with the Wilkinsburg, being a Wilkinsburg family member. I was doing this for a while. I'm glad to be really working with my coworkers, the staff, and the faculty. So I want to say thank you again.
Welcome to the family.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome,
Thank
Toy.
you.
That's
Thanks.
great. It's great. It's
Thanks
Yeah,
for
y'all
nice.
can call me Toy. Because Toy is, everybody don't get my name right, so you can call me Toy.
She's going to be missed at her previous employment. She worked at one of our with our company that does our food service. So
Yes, I
she's
was
going to be missed there.
with them for over 20 years, yeah.
Oh my, it's a long time.
Yeah, I've been in the
So we'll
district for over 20 years.
Well, now you're full time with us, and that's great.
Yes, yes it is. Thank you again.
No, thank you. Welcome aboard.
Thanks.
Okay,
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
so all right. So now we can go to F, which is E on mine. So board action is requested to hire Deshaun Ford as a nighttime custodian at Turner Intermediate at a rate of $21.73 per hour per the terms and conditions of the current CBA, effective August 25, 2021.
So moved,
So
Debbie.
Second, Dante.
He lives in the area as well. And was very excited about this position. I know Summer and Carrie really explained how excited he was and how detailed he was in the interview on cleaning and maintaining a building.
That's great.
Yeah.
Are you here, Deshaun? Here's your chance to say hi if you'd like to. All right, we'll meet him another time. Okay, so I'd say, oh, Dr. Melishnik, these were your items. I kept going after I started on Rick's items there. Here, you want to pick up with item G here?
Sure, I'll take it.
Yep.
Board action is requested to hire Colby Tucker as a head custodian at Turner Intermediate at a rate of $22.94 per hour per terms and the conditions of the current CBA effective August 25th, 2021. And he has also been a substitute custodian for us for a long time. So, I mean, at least since I've been here, and has done a very good job and has a student in our building right now. And so he's pretty excited as well.
So moved, Debbie.
Second, yes, Kobe has been here for a long while, to the point where he used to help me set up for cheerleading back in the day.
Really? I
Want to know more.
When we have people who have been with us for a while and it had to be, part-time or temp, substitute kind of situations, and then something opens up and it's someone who we know you know, and there's familiarity. We know them, they know us, and they can move into a full-time position with benefits and you know, a much better situation. That's great when it works out that way. You know?
And I know Colby's on there right
Kobe
now.
has been around. Kobe
What's
has
that?
been around longer than some of these board members.
So, Colby, would you like to say
And I
hi?
know he's
Huh? I couldn't hear you.
Would you like to say hi?
Hey, hi everyone. Thanks for hiring me.
Welcome aboard.
Thank
one
you.
thing about Colby
Welcome to the team.
I've learned about Colby. He's a quiet guy, and we've had this conversation when he was in his interview. When his interview, he was not so quiet. He just goes about his job and does his thing. But very impressive in the interview process, that's for sure. So we're excited to have him.
All right, let's see. I guess I already voted on that one. Welcome aboard, Colby.
Thanks again.
All right, we have a new item that was added after planning, Dr. Malishnik.
All right. Yes. This is okay. This is good. This one's okay. Board action is requested to approve, ratify Amanda Winters as a special education aide at Kelly Primary at a rate of $18.04 an hour, and all other terms and conditions of the current CBA effective 8/24/21.
So moved, Ed.
Second, Dennis.
All right. And is Miss Winters here?
Amanda, speak now or forever hold your peace. Well, not forever, but
And I believe she'll be in our Kelly Primary autistic room.
I think we're set.
Yep, motion passes.
All right, you're on a roll, Dr. Joe.
Yeah. This is the one that this will need to be changed. This is not a building aid, is a special education aid. This would be the person replacing Deja McGuire. So this is a special education aid. We're still interviewing for building aid for Turner. So what it should say is board action requested to approve Megan Education aid for Turner Intermediate at
I
a
updated
rate
the
of
motion.
$18 an hour and all their terms and conditions per the current CBA effective should be 8/24/21. Why does it say 9/6? I'm not sure.
Hang on.
I can edit that too.
Look at this. Jermaine is awesome. Look at this. See that?
I know. I am
because
so
you
thankful.
had edited
Jermaine,
there, I
thank
don't-
you.
You're
We got to
welcome.
teach Rick how to do this so that we can every once in a while we need this in the middle of a meeting. Honestly,
Right.
we got to do this. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
He's a lifesaver. I'm telling you, he's a lifesaver.
Yeah, awesome.
Oh,
Okay, so
Oh,
she
okay,
needs to
Cindy-
start in 2 weeks.
I'll move it. So move, Debbie.
so,
hang
so
on.
do I need to switch that back to 9/6?
Well, we can make it a. Rick had it 9/6 and then leave it 9/6. Sorry about that.
You could say starting 9/6, I think.
Oh, that's very confusing in it. It's either effective 8/24 or starting 9/6. Which is it?
Yeah, right.
Effective
I think-
9/6. That's when she's starting.
Okay.
Right.
There you go. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at how awesome that
Okay.
is.
Who was that? You, Debbie?
Yeah, I moved it. Thanks, Jermaine.
I think Jermaine found a new job.
I'll move it for the second.
All right. Passes unanimously. Thanks, everyone.
And especially Jermaine.
Thanks, Rain.
Welcome, Megan.
Hi, it's nice to meet everyone. Yeah, I was going to say I do start in 2 weeks because I still currently work somewhere else, but I will be coming from the Watson Institute, and I really look forward to serving Wilkinsburg in any way possible that I can. So thank you, everybody.
Welcome to the family.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, Megan. Good to see
Thank
you.
you.
Can't-
Yep, you
it'll
too.
be great to see you in person someday.
Yes.
Okay.
Here we have board actions requested to approve the sabbatical leave for Jill Welsh, special education teacher for the first semester of the 2021-22 school year. Furthermore, board action is requested to approve the retirement of Jill Welsh effective upon the conclusion of the first semester of the 2021-22 school year in accordance with the attached settlement agreement and release.
So moved, Debbie.
I'll second Ed.
As discussion, I believe this is part of the report that our solicitor has made recently as to the settlement.
Yeah.
Right, and we're agreeing upon the settlement here.
Yes.
That's correct. Yes. This is David Mangelo.
Okay, and I'm.
Waiting for Dante.
Yep. Dante, we need your vote. There we go. It passes unanimously. Thanks, everyone.
Sorry about that. It was sticking.
Oh, that's okay.
That's weird tonight.
Okay. So we have an FMLA, Dr. Joe.
Yeah, board action is requested to approve the intermittent FMLA for Elizabeth Freiberger, behavior specialist, effective August 27th, 2021.
So moved, Debbie.
Second, Dennis.
Do we have again? I'm a little concerned with the open-ended nature of the intermittent term here. Do we have
I
a
agree
defined
with
term?
her. Yeah, we usually have an end date for it.
Yeah, I think according to the contract, there is an end date from the original approval. I believe it's by
A
semester.
year, isn't it a year from the date of the approval? And did Matt look at all these prior to?
Yeah, well, these were given to Rick. I'm not sure if he sent them to Matt, but this is stuff that we have done this before. They've done this in the past. This has been past precedents, and it's in their union contract.
You could add language pursuant to the collective bargaining agreement or, bargaining unit agreement.
That might not
That
be a
would help.
bad
And we've
idea.
also Sunday, and we've also just checked with Matt in the past as well. So,
Okay.
and they're usually good for a year.
I'll verify if Rick has, but no, I appreciate that, Latonya, but I'll verify that.
Our solicitor is here. Do we have the ability to define what intermittent means? Is that at the discretion of someone?
No.
No,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I know we do have to have they have to pull the federal FMLA paperwork, and it has to be completed by a doctor.
I believe
intermittent can be something as simple as,
Yeah.
and I know because I just found out, it can be something as simple as my mother is elderly and she's sickly, and I might need to take a day off just to take her to the doctors.
Right. It might be
But it's not
tomorrow.
going to be Dr. Jensen. Yeah, it could be tomorrow, and then I'm back at work the next day. So it's
Okay.
intermittent. That's why it's intermittent.
Okay. And
that's correct.
Is,
Situations.
is that the case here,
situations
though?
where
I
there's
mean, Ms. Freiberger has a parent like that.
It could be, it doesn't have to be a parent. It can be any medical reason.
Well, no,
It could be a personal medical situation.
It can be personal. It can be with her kids. It can be with her family. It can be any of that. As long as she's gotten it approved through medical, there's nothing we can say about it.
Okay.
Right.
Now let me ask
Right.
Dr. Malechnik now. I mean, this is okay that this person can be absent anytime. We have coverage for that, and there won't be anybody sent home or.
No, she's our
Everything is
behavior
covered there?
specialist. Yes, we are covered there, and with her being our behavior specialist, and Latanya has it exactly right. There's, if the paperwork's approved for all of those reasons, then I can't go into those, the specific reasons. But she's
No,
exactly
we don't need to do that. My main concern is that we're not going to leave the kids,
No.
without a teacher, right?
No,
Okay.
we're good there. Yeah. If this would cause a problem, I would have brought that to the board ahead of time and say, hey, we may have to hire somebody temporarily or something like that.
All right, that's the main thing I worry about. Thank you very much.
Yes.
All right, the motion passes unanimously. And I think that's, I think that's it for that. Wow. I know in a lot of districts were having to wait until this meeting to fill some vacancies that they had because they just weren't sure what people were going to be doing. So we can go into committee reports. The Joint Tax Committee met last night. Latanya, I'm going to need your help on this. We did approve a tax compromise for 1271 Penn Avenue. That's coming up the hill, sort of from the Lincoln statue toward Graham Field. It's a multi-unit building that the new owner seeks to upgrade and return to the rental market. So it's a positive thing.
It was a tax abatement, Ed. It was.
Oh, that
tax
was abatement. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. I wrote my notes are even wrong.
We had 2 abatements and 1 compromise.
Okay. And Deborah, Latanya, do you have the address of the other one just for the minutes?
1918 Graham Boulevard.
thanks.
That was the one that's been pending, and that's the one with both a compromise and an abatement.
Right, I knew that one had 2. Okay. All right. So that was that for joint tax. We did talk about the need to continue to refine practices, and some of that is going to mean refining policy, and we have some steps in place to be able to get back for another executive session with the solicitors and keep pushing on having paperwork updated. I just want to say that Latanya volunteered to be elected to chair this committee for this year, and she's really doing a wonderful job. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Ed, but I didn't volunteer to do it. I
Well,
just took it
well,
on.
God volunteered.
You could have said no, but you didn't. But,
Well, because it happened so fast, I got the email, and Deb called me at the time of the meeting and said, "Hey, this is what's going on. You need to be here."
it was a little bit of a setup, but
We appreciate it.
Thank you for doing it and for doing such a good job. It's really great to bring some additional sanity to that. That's
My
all right,
pleasure, and thank you.
Forbes Road, Dr. Bosick.
Next meeting is this coming Thursday. So next meeting, we'll have a report.
Okay, thank you, sir. Eastern area, Deb, anything?
Same thing. Our meeting is on Thursday.
Okay. All right, thanks, everyone. All right, section 9, the treasurer's report, Ms. Washington.
Board action is requested to ratify and confirm the July 2021 general fund payments in the amount of $907,679.95. Wire transfers in the amount of $438,839.28. Attached are the expenditures for August and the wire transfer.
So moved, Debbie.
And I'm assuming, second, Latonya, but I'm assuming that with Rick out, we didn't get the other report.
The reports, because we didn't really discuss them at finance, I guess. I don't know. He usually would at least include them, but probably because we didn't discuss them at finance.
Thank you.
Okay, and there's another one here that's finance. Latanya, you want to take that one? It says Rick, but it's under the treasurer's report, and I don't know what it is.
It's the prior PNC credit card.
Oh, right.
Board action is requested to approve and ratify the wire transfers as of June 1, 2021 for $12,085.10 and June 30th, 2021 for $260,543.32 per the attached.
Oh,
So moved, Debbie.
I'll second, Ed. All right, passes unanimously. Thanks, everyone. Dr. Milushnik, we have two policies.
You're muted, Dr. Joe.
Thank you. Sorry. Board action is requested to approve the second and final reading of policy 103, sexual harassment affecting students.
So moved, Ed.
Second, Dennis.
All right, discussion.
Sure.
Any concerns? I mean, I'm sorry. I just did not get a chance to read this. I really don't want to vote on this, to be honest, because I just didn't get to read it. And it's too long to read right now. So,
well, you can abstain.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to suggest. And I've abstained before, and I caused a problem with this, but I don't want to abstain just because I don't agree with the policy. I just haven't had a chance to read it, and I don't like to vote yes on things I haven't actually checked out.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I know there was a section that was either incomplete or unclear in the last draft that we saw. Deb pointed that out, and that change was made, I think, in both of these.
Yes.
Policies, but
Yes.
yeah.
And
So,
and just so the board is aware, there were recent changes to Title IX in terms of procedures for reporting and handling sexual harassment claims, and that's the reason
That's
for
right.
these changes in the policy.
That's right. Thank you for pointing that out. There were some changes in that recently because there's a policy change at the executive level. Thank you for pointing that out.
That's right.
Are these changes consistent then with those new federal level guidelines?
yes.
Yeah, that's
okay.
these changes. Yep.
Yeah, and that's why we had to approve these policies and have them in place before the start of the school year, which is why the timing on this was what it is.
All right, so we have to comply with that. So
Yeah, but we're fine. We got them done before we start.
okay, all right, good.
All right, that motion passes. Thank you.
Board action is requested to approve the second reading of the policy 104, sexual harassment affecting policy. Wouldn't this be second and final reading also?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it should be the second and final.
You need me to add that to the motion?
Yes,
Yes,
That'd be
please.
great. Yes.
Jermaine, we're gonna have you do this every time now. This is so useful. Thank you for doing this. This is great.
So moved, Debbie.
I'll second. Ed. Okay, that motion passes. Thanks, everyone. So Dr. Joe, we're moving into board governance, and you have a couple items here.
Yeah.
Before we move on there, one real quick question for Dr. Joe. There was a question previously about, have we properly identified our Title IX coordinator?
Yes.
Do we have that person identified?
Yes,
Is that,
it'll be me.
is that,
Yep.
Okay, it's you.
It'll be me.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
sorry.
Perfect. That's all I need.
No problem. No problem. Board actions requested to approve the 2021-2022 student handbook that was attached.
So moved, Ed.
Second, Dennis.
Is there anything in the student handbook about masks and such? I mean, is that something that we put in there?
That's normally not in the student handbook because that falls under our health and wellness policy.
Okay.
All right. Motion passes. Thanks. Okay, Dr. Joe, the cyber book.
Yeah, this is the first year we've done this, but we still need one. It's always recommended to have one. Board action is requested to approve a 2021-2022 online cyber program handbook has been attached.
So moved.
So
Ed.
moved.
Whoops.
Second, Debbie.
Discussion? All right.
So it's Waterfront that's doing most of this, right?
Well, Waterfront will be handling, yes, our virtual students that identified either they were from a cyber charter or they didn't feel comfortable coming back to school. So they'll be in that virtual realm. If we ever had to go to full virtual, those students would stay there and our students would get 100% synchronous instruction the way we did last year. If it came down to that, if we had to ever go back to that.
Okay. Let me just quickly ask. I mean, parents have an option to kind of feed back into the learning process a little bit. Is there something that the Waterfront does in that regard?
Well, we have great question, Eric, because our ultimate goal is to get them back into our building. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. So
Exactly. Yep.
we have with Miss Gardaki, she's working directly with them, but we also have, now you just hired the long-term sub that will be with those 22 students. We had to pull from first grade because the number of students that were going virtual, it started to lower our class sizes. So we have a first grade teacher that will be teaching for grades K through 2. Our virtual, the one we just hired a long-term sub, will have grades 3 and 4. And because of the numbers, we had to pull from our second grade teaching staff, and she will be teaching grades 5 and 6.
Okay. I like the fact that we've got identified specifics here for the different grades. And Dr. Joe, I got to be honest with you. I'm a little concerned that we're going to get back to virtual learning.
Yep.
It's okay, and that's what I'm looking at, down the road, and that's what I'm checking. And I appreciate knowing that we have a plan.
Yeah, we have 2 plans in case we have to go to hybrid. We have a plan ready to go. I even told Miss Iannotti to start working those ABs in case we need to do that, just to get ahead of the game. If we go back, the nice thing is we've already done the 100% virtual. So if we go to that, we're ready to go and that's why our teachers are continuing with the Google Classroom and working and using that now as part of their whole process. Good. So we're ready to go with that. And the nice part, what separates this virtual program that we're doing with the Waterfront Learning is we're going to give them more synchronous instruction than a PA Cyber or some of those cyber schools will give, because we have teachers dedicated to them with an actual schedule throughout the whole day. And Ms. Gardaki did a tremendous job putting those schedules together.
I appreciate all the effort that everyone has been putting in into preparing for this and kind of figuring out what we're going to need to do, when we're going to need to do it, what the thresholds are, all that kind of stuff. I appreciate all that effort. Thank you.
And I have to throw back at Jermaine once again, because, when technology is involved, there's some issues. Okay. How do we work this in Infinite Campus? Because it's always like a domino effect. We do this, but it also affects this and other things. And Jermaine's been instrumental in working with Ms. Gardocki and making sure some of that's all in place as well.
I think there's a number of us realizing how important Jermaine is to our school district tonight. This is fantastic. Yes.
Thank you. That's right.
So it was probably predictable, though. The more, just in the last year and a half or 2 years, the level of technology use, by so many people in the district, by every teacher, by every administrator, that's increased exponentially. And so we've had to draw more and more and more on Jermaine's expertise. And there's all this expertise there that we didn't even, we probably didn't even know he had. So he has really risen to the occasion to just take charge of all that. And it's good to hear you say it, Joe. It's evident, but
yeah.
When you think about the growth of the use of technology in everything that this district does just in the last year or two, we're lucky to have Jermaine. So,
yeah.
All right. And we don't want to say too much nice stuff about him here.
Lest he have ideas about moving somewhere else.
Yeah.
No.
I've worked with many technology people. I truly appreciate his work.
Jermaine, I hope we're not embarrassing you too much right now, but we really do appreciate you.
No, thanks for all the nice words. I just want to say though, it's not just me that you have. That I depend on the people at the IU, specifically Scott Kelly. He comes out once a week to work with me, and he works with 2 other school districts as well that the IU has contracts with. So, I'm not like an island out here. I also reach out to the other school district and try not to reinvent the wheel, because there's like 42 or 43 school districts that are in Allegheny County, and we're all in the same type of predicament. So whenever we have questions, we have a group that we can email each other called the TAC, the Technology Advisory Council. And, we email each other and see what's going on. And, sometimes we got to figure it out together as a whole county, So, yeah, use all the resources that's available to us.
And it's the little things. Just to give you an example, I was on military duty this weekend, knowing that I had a busy week ahead of me. I get a text in the morning or sometime in the afternoon. Jermaine texts me, "Hey, did you make sure you get that robocall out?" Simple things like that mean a lot.
So what I heard was humble and team player. Wow.
Yeah.
I think it's unanimous here. So
Yes, it is. Okay, we can move on. Let's see. After school program, Dr. Joe.
Board action is requested to approve the 2021-2022 after school program beginning approximately the 3rd week of September 2021 and concluding approximately June 8th, 2022. Program will run from Monday through Thursday between the hours of 3:30 and 6:30 with meals being provided. Total number of staff will be determined based on the enrollment. Total cost to be paid by the Wilkinsburg School District not to exceed $34,625. Neighborhood Learning Alliance 21st Century Grant will pay the additional cost of the $71,550 for staffing. Furthermore, the district will provide busing at a cost of $255.11 per day per bus, approximately 2 based on enrollment. Where's he at there? Not to exceed $55,000 and security guards at a rate of $30 an hour to not to exceed $22,000. District portion to be paid for from ESSER funding.
that's a long one. So moved.
Yeah, that was a long one.
I'll second it, Ed. Look, it barely fits in the voting window. Actually, it doesn't. All right. Let's see. Oh, one more.
Eric, there it goes.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to read it.
All right, that motion passes. Thanks, everyone. Where are we? Imagine Learning, Dr. Joe.
Board is requested to approve a 1-year extension with Imagine Learning at a cost not to exceed $63,000 per attached, to be paid for from ESSER funding. And by the end of this year, I really loved LaTanya Johnson's question last week regarding, the usage and things like that. So we will monitor the usage, and not only this program, but over the next year, we've talked with them admin to monitor the programs we're using. If it's not, if we're spending the money, is it being used effectively? So I listened to that comment last week, so I want to make sure that by the end of the year, we can give some feedback, better feedback on this.
So moved, Debbie.
I'll second. That's it.
And if you would just remind me, Imagine is our contractor for what? Exactly.
It's a software program, that for reading and math, and it supplements our programs now. It's an online program, so it works well with our what we do online, but also what we do in a classroom.
Does it have a testing component? Is that what we used last year for testing?
It has some games and things like that to give some feedback on learning. Some programs that does get feedback on learning. Actual assessment, it's not what we use for our assessment. We use Acadience and things like that.
Okay. I was just confused about what we used it for, but that's all right. That's
All right, that motion passes. We're in the home stretch. Dr. Joe, health and safety.
Board action is requested to approve the following revision to the current health and safety plan effective 8/24/2021. All vaccinated and unvaccinated staff will be required to wear masks and/or face shields in all buildings. The district will continue to monitor the rate of infections with current information from the Allegheny County Health Department, the Center of Disease and Control Prevention, and PDE to determine any mask mandate changes.
So moved, Debbie.
Second, Dennis.
Any discussion?
okay. So I think there was we were going to give some discretion to the superintendent and Dr. Malechnik. I don't see your name in there. Are we? The wording here kind of seems definite, but I do. At some point, you're going to be able to relax these. I think toward the end of the year. Do we need to build that in now, or can we vote on that later?
We could vote on that later. I think because the information that I'll get when I meet weekly with the Allegheny Health Department, we're one of the few counties that have that, and they'll start making those recommendations to school districts and saying, okay, we're now in the county low. And then it says determine any mask mandate changes, and that's when I can propose that to the board.
Okay. All right. That sounds great to me. It does seem like we do have some concerns about, spread right now. The vaccination rate in our county is not too bad, but across the state, generally, it's not that great. It's not generally where we need to be. And so my concern, of course, is for the students and the nature of those not being vaccinated, warrants the extra and careful attention to masking. So I appreciate this particular statement. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
I'm going to forward an email to you, Jermaine. So we have, let me just do this first. Hang on. Let me get this to Jermaine because he might want this language. Whoops. I thought about this before. All right, so we have two issues, ladies and gentlemen, regarding the ever popular Turner Field. The first is that a film company, the name of which I do not know, Rick just told me about this today. This is just a really quick incoming opportunity for us, but a film company is making a major series, a remake of the movie A League of Their Own. That was, I think that it's been made into a movie twice, but the last version of it had Rosie O'Donnell and Madonna and a whole lot of good stars in it. Anyway, they're filming this in Pittsburgh, and they want to use Turner Field next week. So it's a very short turnaround. I sent you an email on this, and hopefully y'all got to check it out. So the resolution in the email contains, the draft resolution in the email contains everything that I know about it. Basically, what we're asking is for the board to authorize Rick and Joe to get into some serious talks with these people about terms, about compensation, or about what they will provide. One thing that's really great about this opportunity is that the things that they will do, they need to do some certain things to prepare the lot. And so they've offered to move all of the materials for building the new shed up to the top of the hill where we're going to need it to be. They've offered to dispose of debris from the old shed and some other stuff. There's a big pile of junk, over at Turner Field. They've offered to take that away and to either rebuild or refurbish the bleachers. So there's a whole lot of stuff that they're throwing in addition to rent. So it's something that we would want to. So I tried to come up with language that would let Rick and Joe start talking to them about it.
So would you like me to put the highlighted section in the motion?
Yeah, just let's do that and get a second, a motion and a second, Jermaine, and then we can change language if we need to.
Okay.
But what it'll be, ladies and gentlemen, is let's see. He took it away just in time. Board action is requested to authorize district administration to negotiate terms for rental of Turner Field 2, insert name of film company because I don't know it, for the purpose of filming segments of A League of Their Own, dates and times of the rental, and compensation and services to be provided by the film company to be negotiated and reported to the board for approval by consensus pending ratification at the September legislative meeting. So in order, Rick, Joe will talk to these folks, get the details of what it is that they, what kind of an agreement they want, get that out to us. I'll be asking you to give us a consensus approval of it quickly, and then we can ratify it at the September meeting because they want to film next week. Or we could just say no, but I don't think we should. If we can make it happen, turning it around on a dime. So that's what this resolution is for.
Is it time for discussion yet?
Well, we need a motion and a second, so
I'll make the motion.
All right, I'll second.
Second.
Okay, now discussion.
So it's Amazon Studios. I work for Disney, basically. I work for another company, but I know a lot about film, and it's Amazon that's making this film. So it sounds like Rosie O'Donnell might be in town about this.
Oh.
And also, the stars of the film are Abby Jacobson and Darcy Carden. So that's the array of ensemble cast that we might be able to see here. But I think, anytime somebody wants to come in and film our beautiful, beautiful field that we spend so much money on, I think that's a great idea. If they're going to move stuff for us and they're going to do stuff for us, we should do that, especially if it's free and they're going to pay us to use it. There was a concern about the Athletic Association. I think they have a contingency plan already worked out.
Yep.
Is there any concern about that? Is there any further update about that?
No. Well, yes. I talked to the head of the WAA late this afternoon. He was reaching out to try to get permission to use Hunter Field for next week. It only impacts him for a week, but apparently it's an important week for them. So he's going to find another spot for his practices and a game for next week, and then their lease is up, and no one knew it. So what we'll do is, that's the other complicating thing. Their lease expired August 15th. which is why we can offer this to the film company in good conscience. So we're not kicking them out. Their lease had expired. So what I asked Trevor to do was to send Rick an email requesting an extension of the agreement that he has and put the dates in it so that we can bring that to the board for approval. And I for one have no problem extending their use of the field, but it's fortuitous for us that it happens to be clear next week to be able to offer it to, now I know it's Amazon. So
Yeah, it sounds like it's a perfect opportunity for us. The Athletic Association, I think, is I think you have done a great job with trying to get that renewed, and I think that's a great idea. I think I'm in favor of this.
Okay. Any other questions or discussion? I honestly don't know much. I mean, Rick, I was in Rick's office today when Eric came in. I think he had just gotten the phone call about it. Who knows? It might fall through, but at least we have, at least we're empowering Rick to go ahead and, work some things out with them and bring it to us. So
I'm supportive of this. I think it's a great idea that they'll do all of this stuff for us. But with the WAA, don't we need, if we're going to have an extension, we need to vote on that extension? Shouldn't we be doing it now?
Do this. Yeah, let's do this one first.
Okay, but so we
can.
are going to have,
So yeah, I think I have a solution to that in a second.
Let's see. So I have a motion on this. So question, what section would you put this motion? I put it under finance, but.
No,
I would put it under board governance.
It can stay right in this section, board governance.
Board governance?
Yep.
All right, let me.
So it would be item F in board governance.
Okay, let me see. Board governance.
Just make sure Matt reviews the agreement.
Yes, thanks for reminding me about that.
Great point, Latanya. Thank you for making that.
And Eric, to your point about, you love it anytime that we have the public be able to see our beautiful field. I hate to burst your bubble, but I think that what they want Turner for is a scene where these baseball players come back to see the field where they used to play, and it's kind of in disarray and the grass is all grown up. And I don't think this scene is to show it in all its splendor, but who knows? Hey, Wilkinsburg School District might get a little tiny mention in the credits. That would be nice.
I can't argue with that.
All right, I think we should be ready. Let's go find that. Board governance. There we go. Does that look like what you want?
Let's read it.
Board action is requested to authorize district administration to negotiate terms for rental of Turner Field to, says name of film company. Do we want to put something there?
We can put Amazon there now, I guess.
Amazon Prime Video.
Amazon Prime Video. Okay.
Amazon Prime Video for the purpose of filming segments of A League of Their Own. Dates and times of the rental and compensation and services to be provided by the film company. Should I put Amazon here?
I guess, yeah.
Just say by Amazon Prime's production company.
To be negotiated and reported to the board for approval by consensus pending ratification at the September legislative meeting.
And pending review of the solicitor.
Yeah. Great, thanks. So David, is this language okay? I just had to cobble it together.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, good point on solicitor review. I was thinking that myself.
Okay. So do we, is there so moved?
And second.
Any other discussion? Okay, passes unanimously. Thank you. Now to the WAA, what I would suggest we do is something almost similar to this. Let's see, that we authorize district administration to negotiate with the Wilkinsburg Athletic Association for an extension of their lease to I don't know the date. We could just say dates to be determined. I mean, we could probably.
I don't have a motion for that.
I know you don't. I'm making it up as we go. I can send it to you in a minute, but I'm just asking the rest of the board what they think about how to word this. Because
I don't think it has to be worded. Why can't we just say that have an extension of their agreement and effective the week after this is over? So from there until the, through October.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be. Once they send Rick in an extension, we can go from there. He'll send us all the information and we can move on from there.
Yeah, it can just be a simple, resolution. It doesn't have to be something they have to negotiate. But it should be.
We just need to make sure that
they know they can't get it next week.
And anytime that we have something going on, we always let them know in advance, and because our needs supersede their needs. It's our field.
So I think I heard LaTanya say we don't need a resolution on this right now, and I think I heard Deb say we do. So what are people's thoughts? What's going to happen is I asked Trevor to email Rick and ask for an extension and put in the dates. And he knows that he can't have next week, although I guess it wouldn't hurt to put that in writing when we extend it with him. But this could be as simple as us just approving the extension.
Right. That's all I think.
Right. It doesn't need to be a resolution or not. And because you don't know the film's exact date, they might be delayed a week or so.
They could run over.
We don't know that yet.
Right.
Right.
They could run over.
So.
Yeah, I was
Just
thinking
let
the
Rick
same
know
thing,
we're
LaTanya.
using the. Huh?
I was thinking the same thing, LaTanya. Yeah, and we could always ratify the extension at the September meeting.
That's right. And we can just say, let Rick know, yeah, we're all in favor of extending it. Just let them know it'll be after the filming.
All right. So I'll ask Rick when he gets that note from Trevor to forward it out to the board, and we can look at it and comment at that point. And David, we can ratify it in September. That's awesome. Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So absent members, Monica let me know that she was still at the orientation for her son's school and she could not make it tonight. So board action is requested to excuse Monica Garcia from this legislative meeting.
So moved.
So second, Debbie.
This can just be sort of oral and then, or do we want Jermaine to type this up?
It's already there.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm jumping from screen to screen. I didn't even see that.
All he has to do is put in Monica's name
I see.
to the motion.
All right. So,
Is there anybody else that we need to excuse?
well, Marcia and Michael, are you here? You weren't when I checked a while ago. All right.
Well,
I don't see
did
the
they,
numbers up there either.
Yeah,
did Marcia or Michael email anybody and
They
let them
did
know
not.
that they weren't going to be here?
They did not let me know. Marcia usually does. I don't often hear from Michael, but he hasn't missed a legislative meeting in a while. But no, I did not hear from either one of them. I'll check my phone again right now, but I I don't have a text message from either one
I'll
of them.
I'll check mine too. I mean,
So,
no, I don't have anything. Michael does sometimes let me know, but okay, I guess that's it.
so, I mean, I don't think it's in policy, but our practice has always been, if a board member doesn't let us know when they're going to miss the legislative meeting, we don't excuse them. So that's the reason I pulled Monica's out separately. I'm never comfortable when this happens, but that's
No, this is not a good thing for the board to happen either. I mean, we need people here helping us decide things. You know, people should be inputting to this process and telling us what they think.
or at least let us know if they can't. You know, I mean, everybody misses things.
Agreed.
You know,
Agreed. Yeah.
But so our
Yeah,
practice has always
I've
been.
had to miss a meeting too. Yes, I agree.
And our practice, it's not in policy. I learned this from Latanya when I was brand new, is that the practice is you got to let the president and vice president, some people choose to write to the whole board. It doesn't matter, but you got to at least let the president or vice president know that you're not going to make it. So should I put these up as two separate resolutions to vote on? I guess
you already put Monica up there. Let's just move on. I mean,
I agree.
Let's just move on. Motion for an adjournment. Let's roll out.
Okay, got it.
That works for me.
All right. So how do we say this again? Board action is requested to, I can't even find that page, to adjourn.
Adjourn the meeting.
So moved, Debbie.
Second, Eric.
Now I'm just gonna mark this unanimous.
Make it unanimous.
Sounds good to me.
Thanks,
Jermaine, nice job.
No, I
Thank
want
you.
to stay.
Hey, before we go, we probably have some teachers on the call. I just want to say again, I see Barbara there. I just want to say again, I think we all want to say again, good luck. I mean, hard work the next 2 days and good luck next week. Some of us will be waiting down there when the kids are getting off the buses. We can say hi to you next Monday, but we're wishing you
we appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Thank you for all your efforts and everything you do.
Thank
everything
you all
our
for everything
kids
you do.
will be is what you taught them. Thank you.
Yes, y'all have a great evening.
All right, you too. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.